Welcome aboard, listeners.
Is this thing on?
I have hair all over me.
That's gross.
How disgusting.
I love your hat. Where'd you get that?
Probably Amazon.
Actually, Dick's Sporting Goods, but thanks for playing.
It's weird because it has like little pieces where it's sewn in all around here. It bothers me. Should have bought a different one.
Well, they were on sale for Christmas, so you're welcome. Welcome back to Skyliner Views, everyone. You are joined, of course, by Ashley and Gabby. We survived Christmas. We survived New Year's. We took last week home.
It was really close.
Yeah.
Don't mind me already yawning. I really didn't think I was going to make it out of there alive.
Really?
I'm still not certain that I will.
Oh. Well, you let me know when you've come to that conclusion, if you don't mind.
Maybe. I'm tired, dog.
Yeah, same. We took last week off. My mom was in town from Orlando. So we spent last week with my mom, my little brother. Our kids hung out with him. It's a good time. Celebrated New Year's with her. Should have celebrated Christmas, but she was part of the big old Southwest fiasco, so she got here the day after, which is fine. But yeah, we're back this week. We hope to give you guys some consistency now in the new year. Happy New Year. As always, we're thankful for all of you and Pop Culture Pros and everyone who helps keep this dumb little podcast alive, except Gabrielle. So yeah, like I said, more consistency throughout the year. We'll definitely be doing a show every week or attempting to do a show every week.
She's making
no promises.
Mighty promises, folks.
Yeah. As with everyone, life is crazy. So we'll see how it goes. Before we jump into our topic, got a couple little show notes and news and stuff like that, so we'll get it started.
There's no news. The train's back.
The biggest. We announced that like 2 weeks ago.
You know, you announced that like they were doing trial runs or something. The train literally just came back.
The train's back. They rebuilt the Fantasyland station. They had to rebuild a station. You can now see Tron from the train. There's audio about Tron on the train. I was watching Paging Mr. Morrow today, and he rode the train, and it was making me really emotional because I miss Disney. Gabby, do you miss Disney?
Sorry, I had to yawn.
That's okay.
Nah.
You're a lie. You're a straight up lie.
It's a nice vacation when we have the money for it. Ashley just wants me to say I miss Disney, so I will agree to the trip she's trying to plan. So this is a trap, guys.
She's not wrong. Speaking of Paging Mr. Morrow, who is a great YouTuber, don't get me wrong, I am wearing my Mammoth Club hat, which is one of our top favorite YouTubers, vloggers, whatever you want to call it. Molly Allen and Max do a great job of traipsing through Walt Disney World and Disneyland, and I highly suggest them supporting them with their merch. As I was saying, back to news. The Figment Popcorn Bucket will be back this year for Festival of the Arts.
Is it the same bucket or a different version of Figment?
As far as I know, it's the same bucket. So that leads to the question of, like, will there be the same fanfare around
That's
it?
my thing. Like, why would you bring the exact same bucket back when you literally sold like 1 million of them already?
Right. Put an Epcot hat on him, and I will fly to Disney World myself and buy one.
No, you won't.
I mean, I would if I could. But I don't even want one.
You would get one.
Like, last year, I was like, yeah, if I had the opportunity to get a Figment bucket, I would have last year. But this year, I'm like, I don't even want one because of the chaos surrounding them. It's wild.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't see the point in bringing back the exact same bucket, but it's Disney. They're gonna sell.
Yeah, it's definitely a money grab. Other news, they dropped a hotel room discount, which helps my case in planning our trip.
I don't think it's helping right now, though.
The discount is basically 25% off April 10th through July 10th. That 25% applies to deluxe.
That's not even the dates we were looking at.
Will you be patient? Hold on. I meant to pull up the article and just read the information off the article because it's a lot. Alright, so 25% on most days, nights, April 10th through July 10th. 20% stays March 1st through March 31st. Like I said, the highest tier of that, I'm going to sneeze.
Better hang on to something. I think he's gonna blow. Winnie the Pooh sneezed. The biggest sneeze that had ever been sneezed in the 100-acre ward.
The highest tier of that being the deluxe resorts, 25% off those resorts, April through July. 20% off the deluxe resorts, March 1st to March 31st. Same dates apply for 20% at the moderate resorts, 20%, 15%. March 1st to March 31st, moderates, 15%.
I'm not following your numbers at all.
You aren't?
No, you were just saying like 20 and 15 and same dates, and you gave us two different dates.
25. Okay, let's restart. Fresh slate. 25% off deluxe resorts, April 10th to July 10th.
15% off, or
Hold on.
15% off for the All-Stars, Contemporary, Bay Lake, and the Villas.
Yes. 20% off moderate resorts, April 10th to July 10th. And then 10% applies to the campsites for all dates.
April 10th through July 10th.
And March 1st to March 31st.
Is that 10% off or is that 20% off for...
The campsites is 10% for all the dates.
Everything else is 20% for the month of March?
No.
Why? What kind of...
This is a shitty scheme that they have going on. 10% March 1st through March 31st for Value Resorts, Contemporary, and Bay Lake. 15% moderate resorts March 1st to March 31st, and 20% off deluxe March 1st to March 31st. It's really dumb, and I don't know why they broke it up like that. I assume it's just to boost numbers where they can.
I understand why they break it up like that. I just don't understand why, like, the dates. Like, why is it the month of March, except for the first 9 days of April, you don't get a discount. But then after April 10th, you can get that discount again. Like, I understand some of the, like, percentages are different, but, like, they just made that unnecessarily hard.
I don't know if the April dates apply to, like, the swinging spring break weeks, maybe?
It's literally 9 days.
Oh, I'm aware.
Like, it just doesn't, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it should have just been April through.
Make it.
Should have been March through August.
Well, it's
Boom,
July 10th, not August.
I know. A girl can dream. So yeah, those discounts, they're pretty good if you're visiting those dates. I mean, if you aren't visiting those dates, I think that that's a great mood boost to put you there.
If you are already visiting those dates, you can add the discount to your thing and to your package.
Yeah, if you are visiting during those dates, just give Disney a call. They will apply that to your package. Also, if you're working with a travel agent, which we highly recommend, get with your travel agent if they haven't gotten with you already. The last thing that I will talk about news-wise, I think, that I have, is the new Disney Dining Promotional Gift Card. This is kind of an ease back into the Disney Dining Plan. I don't know if Disney's just not ready to unleash those floodgates yet or what, but this is a special offer for select Walt Disney World room and ticket packages. The card can be used for select food and beverage purchases during your Walt Disney World vacation. This is also broken up really freaking weird.
Okay, but didn't they also like increase the price of packages when they did this too? Like I thought everyone was saying like the cost of their package went up, but like they also got money back. So I mean in the end it balances out. But like didn't they change the price of some of the packages?
Oh, I'm not
I
sure.
feel like they saw that.
Probably. If you're staying at a deluxe resort, you receive $150 per room per night applied to a digital Disney dining promo card. For packages, most nights July 1st to July 10th, and most nights August 1st to September 14th. Right, Gabby?
What dates? I was trying to look.
$150.
I was trying to look at a calendar and see how many nights we would be staying.
Oh. 6 nights. So it'd be like $300. Most nights July 1st to July 10th, and then most nights August 1st to September 14th. I'm concerned that it says most nights. So, spoiler alert, we are in the very, very, very early stages of maybe possibly getting a trip together. There's absolutely no promise in any of this, and Gabrielle tells me that literally every day. But I'm trying to put something together just in case.
Yeah, that pretty much covered it.
Yeah. $125 per room per night for that digital Disney dining promo card. Most nights June 25th to June 30th and July 11th to July 31st. So that is for deluxe.
See, they did the same shit with that. For the first 10 days of July, you don't get anything.
Yeah, screw you.
I don't know, man. Maybe we should just say no more Disney.
That's not what we're doing. Moderate resorts. If you're staying at a moderate resort, it is $100 per room per night. July 1st to July 10th, August 1st to September 14th. And it drops down to $75, June 25th to June 30th, and July 11th through July 31st. Is that a typo? No. And then we bump down to values, where you receive $50 per room per night, July 1st to July 10th, August 1st to September 14th, $35 per room per night, June 25th to June 30th, most nights July 11th to July 31st. I think I like this idea as a way to kind of reintroduce the Disney dining plan. I don't think it's a bad idea to test this out and see if that's how they want to kind of maneuver it. I also think I'm just curious to see how it works. Because in our instance, you and I, we share meals with the kids because, I mean, they're not going to eat a lot, so why waste the money on it? So, like, do you get it all up front? Do you get it once per night? Like, how does that work, I guess?
I also just feel like there should be a catch to this. Like, they're just giving you this money to spend? I mean, I guess $50 per room is not that much. Like, it would be like a dinner for 2 people, not even. Like, it would, but it just feels like there should be more to it.
Right. Like, can this be used at downtown Disney? Jesus Christ. Disney Springs? Can I take this money to Jock Lindsay's? Can I take this money to Wine Bar George?
I would imagine it's just kind of like a Disney gift card. Like, you could use it anywhere you could use a Disney gift card.
Yeah, that's what I would imagine too. But like you have pointed out, there's got to be a catch in this somewhere.
It just seems odd that they're just like, here, you get all this free, like, food money.
Yeah, and like, do I have to use it on food?
Well, yeah.
Like, if they're giving me a digital gift card, who's to say I don't just go spend it on, like, I don't know, whatever the hell I want?
See, I think obviously you can't use it to buy merch because, duh. But, like, is it like a quick service or table service kind of food, or can I go and like
Right.
buy a whole bunch of like Mickey goldfish or something? Like, can I go to World of Disney and buy a whole bunch of candy or something?
Right. Can I spend $50 at the pool bar
Yes.
on alcohol?
I don't think. I feel like you just said you couldn't do it on alcohol.
I don't think I said that. I don't know. And I think these are all questions. Well, here, I scroll down a little bit. Participating locations. View a list of dining locations. Excluded locations include merchandise locations and candy kitchens. Dining locations at Walt Disney World Swan Hotel, Dolphin Hotel, and Swan Reserve. Dining locations at Four Seasons Resort. Oh yeah, here it is. Dining locations at Disney Springs Resort Area Hotels.
What is this?
This is exclusions.
So you can't use it at Disney Springs?
Nope, you can't use it at Disney Springs. You can't use it at merch locations or candy kitchens. Dining locations at Walt Disney World official hotel. Oh, at Bonnet Creek. The rest of them are just like resort areas.
I mean, that is annoying, but also like it's literally free money. Like you can only complain so
Well,
much.
and also, if you're staying at your resort, I guess it gives you more of a reason to eat at your resort as opposed to eating elsewhere, I guess.
Not when your resort sucks and has like no food options.
Are you calling out Pop Century right now?
I love Pop Century. God, I would kill
Love
for
that.
that chicken Alfredo stuff.
I just did like view a list of eligible restaurants, and it gave me like deluxe restaurants, so I guess we're good there. Are you ready to move on to our topic? Have we ranted and raved enough about this damn gift card?
You have. What is our
just don't
topic
know
for
where-
this week?
This week, since Gabrielle and I have been in heavy conversation about this topic, we figured we'd kind of talk it out on the podcast. We've probably already made our decision, but we thought it was good podcast content, so here we are. Gabrielle and I have been chatting about the flying versus driving situation. We have discussed the pros and cons of flying. We've discussed the pros and cons of driving. And maybe by the end of this, we will tell you what our plan is.
I feel like
if
I have
we ever
already
have a
decided our plan. I've already told you our
plan.
plan, but we can still talk it out with you if you guys don't know what your plan is.
Yeah, we'd love to chat with you about it. So first off, we'll talk about flying. The pros of flying, in my opinion, are we get more time at Disney. We spend 2.5 hours flying tops, and that gives us a lot more time to play with our schedules and build in more park time, more pool time, more Disney Springs time, whatever you call it. Gabrielle, would you like to discuss the other pro of flying?
I mean, obviously, it's quicker than driving for like 99% of the majority. It would be quicker to fly than to drive to Disney. That's the only two pros we have listed, though.
Yeah, I couldn't really think of any other pros. Boy, did I have a heyday with the cons, though. I think one of the... Go ahead.
I was going to move on to the cons, but you talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
The cons we have for flying is obviously it is a heck of a lot more expensive. Okay, well, back up. Maybe not obviously. Depending on the number of people you have, it's going to be more expensive. For us, we would be buying 4 seats on an airplane. So it's going to be a lot more expensive than driving.
Yeah. Especially nowadays with Spirit, Allegiant, Frontier all charging for a seat, for a luggage, for the air you breathe, and for everything else. I think sometimes it just makes more sense to just skip all that stuff. The next one I have that I think is really important for me is stressing about how we're getting to the airport at home, who is taking us? Are we parking the car? And then the same thing, coming back, who's picking us up? Do we need to get the car? Has anyone broke into the car? Now we have to pay for the car.
I feel like also kind of going along with that is the stress of like all the extra time built into the airport. Like not just it's still in the end is quicker than driving, but like if you have like a 2:00 flight, if you're actually you want to be there by like 11:00. So for us, we have to leave at like 10:00. We have to have the car all packed up, and then you get there and like you get on the plane, you fly, whatever. You get to Florida, and then you have to wait to get off the plane, and then you have to go get your luggage, and then like you drive from the airport all the way to Disney, and like maybe it is a 2.5 hour flight, but you still took up like 90% of your day just for that 2.5 hour flight.
Yeah, I would definitely agree, because on the opposite side of that, you have to worry about who's picking you up at the airport, how you're getting to Disney from the airport. Are you taking a bus? Are you taking a shuttle? Are you calling a taxi? Are you Ubering? Do you have a friend picking you up?
Yeah, there's a lot more components that you have to like worry about when you're flying. Like for us, we have to have car seats, and we have to make sure whatever vehicle picks us up can fit all of us, plus our luggage, plus the stroller or whatever we take. Like,
yeah, that's also what I was gonna mention too. The stress with freaking car seats. Especially if you're having like a friend pick you up, an Uber, a taxi, something like that. You're definitely gonna have to make sure you have your car seat. If you are having a bus pick you up, like a shuttle, the Sunshine Flyer, Mears, something like that, technically they're supposed to send you a bus, but that's not always the case. Sometimes they send you a 15-passenger van, and in that instance, you would need a car seat. So the last trip, we kind of had a discussion about how that would play out, and we chose to just bring the car seats because we were nervous about, what would happen on the shuttle. So we opted out of the shuttle completely.
yeah, we brought the car seats, and we were kind of back and forth on the shuttle, and she ended up having a friend that could do it for, I think, cheaper than the shuttle even was. But going along with that car seat thing, if you take them to the airport, they're going to get tossed around, and they have a much higher chance of getting broken. If you don't put them on the plane with you, like we just put ours under the plane, and we thought one of them did come back broken.
Yeah. They do say, though, if you put it in a bag, it's more insured through the airline than if it does not have a bag. So that is something to keep in mind. Do you want to talk about the next one?
I don't know what you mean by flight schedules.
Delays / cancels.
Oh. If you're flying, you also run the risk of your flight getting delayed, or if you're Southwest, just canceling it all altogether.
For days on end.
Yeah, you can't really control the weather, other pilots, other like whatever, all the components that go into flying, you can't control. So you could get delayed hours, days, just sit there, or they can cancel you altogether.
You could lose your luggage.
Yeah, there's that one too.
Yeah, I think, the day you fly, there's a lot of just checking the app to make sure your flight's not delayed, checking the weather, things like that, which sucks. You just want to be able to kind of be carefree. You're on vacation. You don't want to worry about those things. So definitely a con in our book. The last thing we have about flying that's not a good thing is you can only take so much. Gabrielle and I run into this problem every time when we're packing to head home. You can only take, we typically fly the cheaper airlines, so you can only take 40 pounds home with you, and then whatever the hell you can stuff in your carry-on, which at times can't be much. So it really limits the amount of merch and the amount you can really buy when you're there.
Yeah, isn't that like for boys, that really kind of sucks because you have to tell them, like, you can't get the fun big toys because we're flying home. And I mean, it's Disney, so you can like ship it home, but you're going to pay an extra price. And like, if it's a toy, maybe your kid wants to play with that toy right now. Like, yeah, you're limited a lot on how much you can bring, even going down there, how much you can bring flying back up. Like, you really got to cram it in there.
Yeah. Especially when it comes. I am a chronic overpacker, so I really feel limited in what I can and can't pack. I need my extra 3 shirts for every day, just in case.
Yeah, we definitely.
Something happens.
I definitely overpacked for the boys last time.
Mm-hmm.
But you live and you learn.
Yeah, we definitely learned a lot on our
Last trip for sure. That's all we really have for flying. I would like to roundhouse. I just want to like round all this out and say that flying is a great option. If you have the money for it, at some point our kids will be seasoned Walt Disney World travelers and they won't need every single toy on the face of the earth, and we'll be able to go and spend time and head back and not have to worry about, packing as much and everything like that. And also, at some point they'll lose the car seats, so we won't have to worry about that and things like that. But for right now, flying, it just takes a lot for us, I would say.
It's definitely a good option. I think when it's just like a me and you trip, I 100% would rather fly than drive, because it's like we can pack our own stuff. We know, like, well, we can't get that really big thing at Disney World because we have to fly back. Like, we don't have to carry car seats. Like, there's a lot less that goes into it when it's just adults or when it's less people. But the more kids and the more you add into the situation, the more messy flying can get.
Yeah, it's definitely very stressful with kids too, going through TSA and, making sure they've gone to the bathroom before they get on the plane, making sure that they're eating when we're taking off and landing, just to be sure that their ears don't pop as much as to just make them uncomfortable with it and things like that. So I love flying. I think it's very efficient, but we'll talk about driving now. Pros for driving, definitely cheaper. You don't have to pay for your own seat. You don't have to pay for all the bags you're cramming in the car, everything like that. So in that aspect, you're really only paying for gas and maybe maintenance on your vehicle before your trip and after.
Yeah. We need to get maintenance on my vehicle.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, never mind. It's cheaper. We're talking about pros right now. It is cheaper, obviously, for a family, I would say. If it's just like one person, then it's kind of up in the air if it's going to be cheaper. You would just have to run the numbers. But when you get like 3-4 people in the car, it's going to be cheaper in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Where were we? Parking at resorts. Parking at the resorts is a lot easier than figuring out a ride to your resort and home from your resort, or back to the airport from your resort. You can park your car for the week if you'd like and just kind of keep it there. They do charge you a fee. I don't remember how much it is, Gabrielle. I think you said it was like $25.
Yeah, that's the number I wanted to say, was $25 a day or a night.
Yeah, but parking your car is very easy. You can keep it close to your room. Another pro is that if the lines for buses are too long and you don't feel like screwing with it, you jump in your car and you drive to the parks.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, if you don't want to wait in those long lines, you have your car sitting right there. You can drive your little heart's content. You do have to pay for entry into or park at the park, though.
If you are staying off property, you have to pay.
Oh.
If you're staying at a Walt Disney World resort and you take your car in...
Just cut that part out.
If you're staying at a Walt Disney World resort and you just let the cast member tap your magic band or show them your reservation, you can park for free. So that's a super nice perk that you can have just by having your car, especially after a long day.
You don't want to sit on the bus with a bunch of smelly, sweaty, snotty, bratty
When it's raining
people.
and you can just like get to your car and drive back to the room. Like you don't have to run to the bus stop and then stand there with dozens of other people and wait to get crammed into a bus together to then
When
walk
you're
back
sopping wet.
or to get and ride back to your resort, and then you have to walk back to your room. Like whenever we drove, I feel like we parked pretty close to the room. Like the parking lots aren't that bad of a walk from the parking lot to most of the rooms.
No, not at all. And even if you don't get a good spot the first day, just wait until checkout the next day, and you'll find a closer spot. You just have to be strategic about your parking, your park schedules, and stuff like that in all reality. Gabrielle, this was a good one that you brought up, having a car to go places other than Disney.
Yeah. My initial thought was like to go to what's that Disney's, not the character, is it the Character Warehouse?
Yep.
I had to get a drink. So my initial thought was to be able to like go to the Character Warehouse. I really like going there, but we never get a chance to because we have flown the last few times. But even besides that, being able to like take your car and go to the store and buy your own groceries, not having to do like a grocery order, or being able to go out and maybe you don't want Disney food for one night and being able to go get other food somewhere.
I was going to say, yeah, pick up a pizza that's not a Disney resort pizza. Another option is Universal resorts. I mean, Universal is highly what's the word I'm looking for? I guess they're super welcoming to guests visiting their resorts. Like they want you to visit their resorts. They want you to see how luxurious they are and how great they are. And that's something that they really encourage. So going to City Walk and taking a bus over there to one of their, I think 6 resorts, maybe 7. I would even like to do that. I mean, we resort hop at Disney all the time. I'd love to resort hop at Universal sometimes. Or even just going to their version of Disney Springs. It's called Universal City Walk. They have tons of eateries around their lagoon, and you can see the entry to the park and do tons of shopping, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, Gabrielle and I have been, twice now, I think?
I only went once.
Okay.
We went once.
So Gabrielle's been once. Yeah. I thought you and I had gone before that, but I must be wrong. I am wrong.
What else is there?
I know. But yeah, I think having a car to do those things is great, and I think it's an excellent option. It also allows you, I mean, if you're going to take your own car, you don't have to stay at a Disney resort. You can stay at a vacation home somewhere even, which I think is an excellent option. I mean, we've ranted and raved about it on our past podcasts.
Yeah. If you're really looking to save money, driving yourself and staying off property are both kind of key money savers there.
Yeah, I would agree. The last thing we have, pros for driving, is you can bring a hell of a lot more stuff. Last time, so when we went back in September, we took 2 suitcases.
Had like 5 backpacks.
We all took a backpack, and then we had a diaper bag for the kids. No, they aren't in diapers, but we packed that thing full of snacks. If we were to drive down, I think we'd probably take 2 suitcases, maybe an extra suitcase for just merchandise, maybe an extra bag for merchandise. Take a lot more snacks, take a cooler so we could throw sandwiches in there, something like that, just to feed ourselves on our drive. Like I said, our drive is 15 and a half hours, and we'll get into more of that when we talk about the cons. But I mean, you have room to pack, so you have more room to kind of be flexible in your schedule and how you truly make that drive.
Yeah, I know, like when I was trying to pack, I was like rationing out pull-ups. Like, well, he doesn't really pee during nap time anymore, so I guess we really only need like 8 pull-ups, as long as he doesn't like pee through it. Like, you're going through all these things trying to ration out, like, no, I don't need that jacket, it should be warm enough. Or Yeah. Like when you have a car, you can just throw it in there. Throw in a pack of pull-ups, throw in your jacket, throw in like the umbrella or the random little things that if you were flying, you would just leave at home and hope that you didn't need or would just end up buying at Disney. Like it's easier not
Yeah,
having to sit there and ration out every little item.
yeah. I also think blankets are another one. The kids will need blankets to sleep in the car, but our kids struggled to share a blanket on the queen size studio bed. So I think them having their own blankets would also be key in this too.
Yeah, that would be nice. That
So
was a mess.
Yeah. So that's what we have for pros of driving. I think we could probably come up with more if we really wanted to, but I think that's a reasonable list. The first thing we have on our cons is it's exhausting.
If you do it Ashley's way.
Wait, what is my way?
When you just drove the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't recommend that one person drive the whole way. Definitely take turns, you and whoever you're driving with who is of legal driving
My dad
age.
used to do it all.
Yeah.
My daddy does it.
I did it that... Your mom definitely taught you how to be a passenger princess, Gabrielle.
That was a TikTok sound.
It's 15 and a half hours. It's long. It's drawn
For
out.
us.
We don't particularly like staying at a hotel overnight just because it adds more time to our drive when we'd rather just drive straight through, get there, and know we're there and not have to make any unnecessary long stops in the middle
That
of that.
was, I don't know if you saw, I added that at the bottom, but kind of going along with that, like, I hate having to stop. I hate having to stop, like, part way and stay the night and then drive again the following day. Because it just makes me feel like what could be, like, a 1-day trip is now a 2-day trip and you've lost, like, 2 full days to just driving. Which, depending on where you are, like, maybe you do have, or if you have little kids, maybe you do need to stop. I feel like we are pretty good about, like, taking turns driving, that we can make it through without having to stop, because we both get pretty well rested.
Yeah. I think another thing that we'll be telling too is the last trip we drove straight through and our boys did great. They were fussy through the night sleeping, but other than that, no complaints from them.
I'm a little concerned about Kaiser's motion sickness. We learned he got a tablet, a Kindle Fire, and if he plays it in the car, he gets motion sickness. But like this last time we went down, we had a phone set up so they could watch movies, and he was fine. So I'm curious if it's like, if the tablet is stationary, if he would do better with it. Like, that is my one real concern with this, is how he will do, like how his motion sickness might do. But I don't feel like it would. He's only really ever done that like twice, right. I think.
Yeah.
So I don't really foresee it being that big of a problem. But maybe that is a thing that you have to think about. Yeah. If someone you know is prone to being motion sick in the car for long periods of time, then you probably don't want to drive.
Yeah, I think driving is a matter of recognizing your kid's strong and weak points and playing your cards to that. When we drive through the night, so the kids will hopefully sleep. That way we don't have to worry too much about motion sickness and hearing, I'm bored, when are we going to be there? And, keeping them busy.
The first time they were literally 2 and 3. So they weren't really at the point of being like, are we there yet? And they did just, like, we left right before nap time. So I think they slept like 70% of that drive.
That was so nice.
Like, I intentionally planned it out that way. This next trip, if we do go, they would be like 5 and 6. So they would be a lot more in the area where we have to find stuff to entertain them the whole drive. Mm-hmm. But even still, like, I think it's doable.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about it. We have on here that driving with kids can be a nightmare, but like we've been saying, It's one of those things where you just have to kind of recognize how your kid travels, how they do in the car, and how they do long periods of time just being stationary. Luckily, our kids do great. I say that, knock on wood. But that is something you do have to think about.
You get to stress about car troubles. Like we said earlier, if we do end up going, we would probably be taking my car, and it definitely needs some maintenance done before it goes.
Yeah.
Maybe you take better care of your cars and they don't need maintenance, but
To be fair,
my car really needs to have a little update done. So that's another added cost and another added stress that all the driving can kind of crap out your car.
yeah, it's definitely something to be thinking about. I think that's something where AAA would come into play. I don't think we have AAA, but we would definitely look into
We
that.
don't have AAA.
Yeah, that's something that we'd have to look into with car troubles, running out of gas because you didn't plan out your exits, or because when you get to Georgia, those exits can be kind of spread out, so you have to make sure you're keeping an eye on gas and things like that. Not feasible for some people. Oh, I'm sorry, Gabrielle. Do you have anything
Else to say about stressing about car troubles?
No, I already talked about it.
Okay. Not feasible for some people. Do you want to elaborate on that one? You just typed that one in.
Did I really type that?
Yeah, I didn't write that.
What did I mean by that?
You wrote it.
I literally have no clue what I meant by that.
Maybe I wrote it. I don't know.
I remember typing it.
I think how I can see it is I get motion sick. I experience it when I'm the passenger in the car. I mainly experience it when I'm in the
Oh, I
back
know
of
what
the
I
car,
meant.
But
That's not what I meant.
But that's something that I worry about when we drive is how am I going to handle sitting in the passenger seat and not feeling like I'm going to throw up because I can't focus on my phone for too long. I can't read a book for too long. I typically have to be watching the road.
Remember the first time we drove down there and you insisted you could not sleep in the car?
Yeah.
Also, remember that time when we drove from Disney to your mom's house that first time and we both almost died?
Yeah, because I fell asleep
No, you fell asleep?
in the passenger side.
No. No, we quick little tangent. We went for my birthday when I turned 21 and we only did 2 park days. At the end of our second day, we drove from Florida after a full
Orlando.
day at Disney, got in the car, drove from Disney World to your mom's house in
Miami.
Was it Homestead at the time?
Yeah.
And it was you kept getting mad because the directions were taking you somewhere where they couldn't go.
I was driving in a circle for an hour. Oh, I was crying. I was so mad.
That I just remember being on this road that it wasn't even a highway or something where you just kept going and driving and you could kind of zone out and drive. There were stoplights every quarter of a mile and you would just, it was 2:00 in the morning and you just had to keep stopping at these stoplights. It was the most miserable drive. I literally remember dozing off there and when I drove for an hour. I remember you made me drive because you were almost falling asleep. And I lasted an hour before I had to make you drive again because I was nodding off at the steering wheel. God, that was awful.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just exhausted. We'd had 2 park days in a row where we had rope drop to park close and yeah. It was
yeah, we didn't get to your mom's house till 4 in the morning or some stupid thing. And
yeah.
No. Okay, back to my not feasible for some people. Literally, hold on. Anyone on the East Coast or that direction, it might not be feasible for you to drive. I cannot imagine I feel like 15 hours is like pushing it for how far I would drive for Disney.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if it's over that, I have to assume you would just fly.
Yeah, I know some people who drive from Chicago, and I could not.
Because that's an extra like 3 hours added onto your trip.
Depending on how many, like if there was maybe a third adult that like we could break it up. But I feel like maybe this is another con. One thing with us, when it's not my turn to drive, I feel like I have to be sleeping so that I'm rested enough to take over when it is my turn to drive.
And that makes you not sleep because you're so worried about sleeping.
Yeah, that just like stresses me out. Like there's so much going on, like especially with kids, like someone has to sit there and pass back the snacks and fix the tablets and pick up the toys off the ground and stuff. And also, like, you're excited to go to Disney. Like, I don't want to sit there and sleep. Like, I want to be excited and think about all the fun things I'm going to do. And, like, so maybe if there was, like, a third person, I could imagine driving, like, a farther distance, or it would be easier to drive any sort of distance. Maybe when the boys get their license, we can start driving more.
I think also on the flip side of that, driving there, you're all excited. You have something to look forward to. Everyone's upbeat and positive, keeping an open mind about getting to Disney World. But man, that drive home is grueling. It sucks. I think that was the downfall on our trip the last time we drove with the kids, because the drive home was hell, and I think that's why I just drove it through. They were restless the whole trip. By the time we were like 2 hours out from the house, they just cried the whole time.
I feel well, they were also like 2 and 3. I will also say you would not let me drive, so you don't get any complaints there. And we stopped to let my brother and his fiance take the boys so we could go home and sleep, and saw that you had just had your heater pointed at Kaiser for God knows how long. Like the poor child was just roasting back there. I would be crying
I
too.
just wanted to cook him a little bit.
Like, yeah, it was, I don't know. That was like when we stopped, it was like 6 a.m. or something crazy. Like, yeah, they were just over it. They were ready to be home. Everyone, we stopped and they still had to get in my brother's car and drive some more, but
I think we all went home and had a good nap after that for sure.
no, you know what we did?
We returned the rental car. It was
Freezing fucking cold, and then we brought our suitcases in and unpacked.
We didn't unpack. No, we had to unpack that rental car. We went in for Christmas. No, we went in February, and there was like a foot of snow when we came back. I remember walking out there like in my Crocs or something.
Oh, I was in shorts.
And just like, yeah, we came back like in our Florida gear and walking through like a foot of snow to unpack all this stuff because we had to return the rental car. I would not let us go to sleep until that rental car was returned.
I know. I remember fighting that too.
Well, we were just going to have to turn around and wake up in like 2 hours to return it.
Yeah.
I stand by my decision, but that was awful.
Yeah, would not recommend. Gabrielle, do you have anything else to say about driving? Round us out.
I vote for driving over flying about 70% of the time.
Yeah, I think in the closer instances we have currently of going to Disney, we tried out flying. It worked out well for us. We had our stressors about packing and stress about how we're getting to and from the airports and things like that. So that this trip, hypothetical trip that we may or may not take, we have elected to drive. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited to see how it goes if we go. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're gonna drive.
If we go.
If we go. If we do or do not go to Disney.
If we were to take a Disney trip in the next year, we would drive to that Disney trip.
Yes, we would. Thank you guys for joining us this week. once again, after our hiatus, we're hoping to get more content pushed out to you guys. We look forward to meeting with you guys every week in your ears, in your car, wherever you listen. Hopefully we'll have some fun things coming as well. So
Maybe you'll listen to us while you drive to Disney. That would be fun.
Ooh. Yeah, let us know if that's your plan. Or
How far of a drive is it for you? That's what I want to know.
if it's less than
Would you
15
do-
hours, I envy you.
Yeah.
Because woof.
I really thought it was less time than that for us.
Let me just do a quick maps right here.
I literally looked yesterday and it was 15 and a half hours, but I thought it was like 14 or something.
It is. All-Star Music. My location. Oh, I have 13 hours and 53 minutes right now. Maybe we were doing it at like rush hour or something.
I don't know. There you go.
Yeah, so 13 hours.
Maybe we're only 14 hours away. We just lied to you this whole episode.
No, I think 15 hours is accurate given how much we stop and
We stopped for more than an hour. Jesus.
we're not
These poor children. No wonder they cried.
pay in the cup. We gotta go. All right, guys. Have a good week. Have a good day. Have whatever day you want to have. We appreciate you, and we will
Have the kind of day you deserve.
we will talk to you next week.